Goal. The end towards which effect is directed, an aim. You know, for me, you start off with this dream of becoming something great within your sport, and you know, then you turn that into an achievable goal, and you always have the end goal. And I always say, you know, you've got this end goal here, and you're going to start here, and it's not a straight line, it's a journey. You're going to go backwards, forwards, you're going to have an injury, and it's those small goal settings that you can focus on, and it could be a daily goal, a weekly goal, a monthly goal. You know, for me, I like to be very practical, so I like to look at my training for the week, I break it down into 2 or 3 days, and that's my goal. And that's as important as the end goal, because I know to get there I have to go through this process. I have to climb my ladder, you know, I build my fitness, build my strength, my resilience, my mental game to hope to achieve my goal. But it all starts definitely with a dream. You know, setting goals is hard because, you know, if my goal was to do 10 push-ups, I could do that anytime. But if it's to be 10-time Olympic champion, you know, there has to be, you know, some sort of understanding, I think, of a goal, and there has to be a process. So sometimes you might have a very lofty goal, but you have to work backwards. And, you know, when I was 17, I wanted to be, you know, winner of Kona, Hawaii, but I knew to get that I had to be the best junior. So my goal was to try and win the World Junior Championships. Then my goal changed to establishing myself as a professional triathlete who was consistently a top 10, then top 5, then always on the podium, and slowly you break the barriers down and you get to the end goal. But you can't just say, I want to do something. You have to have a plan, you have to have a process. And I always believe it's the journey. You want to have people around you sharing the experience and helping you on the way, because it's not going to be plain sailing. And for me, you know, my coaches, my wife, my family, my sponsors, my friends, they are part of the journey, and I wouldn't be the athlete I am with my performances without them. For me to have the goal, to have the small process goals on the way, you definitely need to, you know, if you hit the times, you know, there has to be enjoyment in life, there has to be enjoyment in success, and there has to be learning in failure. You know, I would rather fail 100 times to succeed once as opposed to never try. And for me, you know, with my goals, you know, the smaller goals, you know, if I have a good week's training, I'll have a nice glass of wine on the weekend. For me, that's brilliant. You know, if I have an amazing swim, you know, and I've hit the times that I didn't think I could do because of a process to build up there, you know, maybe I'll crack a new pair of goggles for the next swim. It's those small rewards that, you know, you kind of, you know, in the grand scheme of things, they're not that big, but in that moment, you've earned it, you've achieved it. It could be, you know, any sort of reward, but I do think, you know, when you set a goal, it's important to reward yourself for the hard work, you know, for the dedication, for those early mornings, for not going out for beers with your friends on the weekend, you know, for saying no to the summer parties and going to bed early. You know, all those small sacrifices, and yeah, it's definitely nice to give yourself a little treat.